सेव किया था ना?
मैं सिर्फ इसलिए गया था क्योंकि उसने मुझे कॉल किया, that's it. But listen तो.
Save it for someone else.
जिंदगी में सेव करना जरूरी है, मगर जब बात पैसों की हो, सिर्फ सेविंग से काम नहीं चलेगा। इक्विटी म्यूचुअल फंड्स में इन्वेस्ट कीजिए और अपने सेविंग्स को आगे बढ़ने का मौका दीजिए।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
Atmanirbhar Bharat or self-reliant India merges the local with the global. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says, I am going to do a similar thing in this episode of Politically Correct, but in a different context. I am going to trace domestic politics in PM Modi's global diplomacy. Let me start with Quad, or the Quadrilateral Alliance of India, US, Japan and Australia. That's broadly meant to counter China in the Indo-Pacific region. It's not just about defense, but I would rather not poke my nose into areas I have no expertise in. I am referring to Quad because on Saturday, while speaking at the Quad meeting in Hiroshima, Prime Minister Modi offered to host the group's next summit in India. Dates will be worked out later, but it may be around the same time next year. Global bigwigs will be in India for the SCO summit in July and then G20 summit in September. Then think of the US president and the Japanese and Australian prime ministers returning to India a few months later for the Quad meet. This will give the BJP a perfect opportunity to develop a new pole plank in 2024. That is, the Vishwaguru or world leader. This description can be equally applicable to India's global stature and that of Prime Minister Modi. In the 2014 Lok Sabha election, it was about a Hindu Hriday Samrat replacing a weak Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and replicating the Gujarat model of development across the country. In 2019, it was about a strong and decisive Prime Minister who wouldn't hesitate to strike across the border in Pakistan, as also about a kind-hearted, welfareist Prime Minister who would give LPG cylinders to poor people, transfer money directly into their bank accounts, build toilets for them, and ensure their health through Ayushman Bharat. In 2024, the BJP would love to turn the election into a mandate for a Prime Minister who has made India the Vishwaguru. With the heads of most powerful nations flying thousands of miles to rub shoulders with Modi. Think of the contrast the BJP would draw, citing how opposition leaders denigrate India abroad by seeking foreign intervention to restore democracy. You know what I am talking about. So they would be citing that look, opposition leaders are denigrating India outside, while Prime Minister Modi has taken India's global stature to unprecedented heights. It would be that election, 2024 election, would be a call for Indians to vote for national pride, for the Vishwaguru, not for LPG cylinders, jobs or other mundane matters concerning day-to-day lives. That's where I come to the main question. Does the opposition have a match for the Vishwaguru in 2024? Going by the opposition leaders' stated positions, it seems that they would rather leave this Modi versus who question for later, post-elections. However, history tells us that the opposition needs a face to unseat a popularly elected and stable government. Jayaprakash Narayan in 1977, VP Singh in 1989, Modi in 2014. If you talk about other elections, results were hardly decisive. Although one can argue that the opposition did not have a popular face in 2004 to unseat the popular Atal Bihari Vajpayee government. But the counter argument here is that the Vajpayee government defeated itself with its India Shining campaign. The Congress then secured, in 2004, Congress secured 145 Lok Sabha seats, just 7 more than the BJP did. So it was not a decisive mandate. That actually supports my argument here that you need a face. If the opposition leaves the Modi versus who question open-ended, it would virtually mean another Rahul Gandhi versus Modi battle. In that case, opposition leaders must believe in the third time lucky saying. But for the moment, let's leave the Rahul Gandhi question aside. Who are the other PM probables in the opposition camp, regardless of their political stature and heft? One can safely discount leaders who have either been friendly with the BJP, leaders from the opposition camp who have either been friendly with the BJP or who don't seem inclined to break bread with the Congress at this point in time. We can put Naveen Patnaik, Jagan Mohan Reddy, Chandrababu Naidu and Mayawati in this category as of today. Then the Congress looks reluctant to engage with two others, KCR and Arvind Kejriwal. It did not even invite them to Siddhartha Mayya's swearing-in ceremony. So let's discount these two leaders also for the time being. Anyway, the maximum number of Lok Sabha seats these two can bring to the table is not significant enough for the Congress to indulge their aspirations, if they have any. Then there are others. Akhilesh Yadav does not have that political stature yet. Not in the run-up to the 2024 election, at least. You never know. If some miracle happens and Samajwadi Party gets, say, 50 seats, well, you never know. But anyway, as I said, if miracle happens. MK Stalin might be trying to bring together the opposition under a social justice platform, but he hasn't really shown any prime ministerial ambition yet. That leaves us with some serious contenders. Sharad Pawar, Mamata Banerjee and Nitish Kumar. Of all the contenders outside the Congress, Pawar has the best CV for the job. He comes from a state that sends 48 MP to the Lok Sabha and has the political stature and statesmanship to bring everyone along. He also has had a long administrative experience. Besides, Congress may also be amenable to the idea of Pawar being a candidate if it comes to that. But there are two big hindrances. Pawar will be in his 84th year when the next Lok Sabha election is held, and he is not in the pink of health to undertake a hectic nationwide campaign that the candidature would require. There is also a question mark on his appeal beyond Maharashtra. As for Mamata Banerjee, her public remarks against Rahul Gandhi are of no help. Remember when the BJP was stalling proceedings in Parliament over Rahul Gandhi's democracy in danger remark in UK? Mamata Banerjee had told her party workers then that the BJP was trying to make Rahul Gandhi a hero and that the BJP and the Congress had a tacit understanding. In fact, she has said worse things about him, calling Rahul Gandhi Prime Minister Modi's TRP and saying that you can't be abroad most of the time. The Gandhis aren't really known to be so forgiving. There is also the question of Banerjee's appeal beyond West Bengal, of course. This puts Nitish Kumar in a very good position. In my politically correct column in August last year, I argued why he is the Congress's best bet in 2024. I had done a politically correct video show also on this. I had then cited broadly 5 reasons for it, for Nitish Kumar being the best bet. First, he enjoys a clean image and is not a dynast. Second, his being Kurmi could potentially galvanize the OBCs, not just in Bihar but also in UP and other states. Third, the Bihar PM slogan could come in quite handy in countering Modi's unquestioned popularity in Bihar, the state which sends 40 MPs to the Lok Sabha. Fourth, Rahul Gandhi is known to have quite a soft corner for Nitish Kumar. Last but not the least, at 72, when Nitish Kumar heavily depends on allies to prolong his political career, he doesn't really pose any long-term threat to the Congress. I still hold the same arguments about the opposition's advantage of having Nitish Kumar as Prime Ministerial candidate from the Hindi heartland. But if the PM candidate has to be from the Congress, I am tempted to toss up a couple of other names. I must caution the weak-hearted before I venture to say what may trigger even Rahul Gandhi loyalists and admirers. What about projecting Priyanka Vadra as the party's Prime Ministerial candidate? I don't know how they would react. How stupid. Some of you also may find it a stupid idea, but think about it. When was the last time a woman was projected as a Prime Ministerial candidate in India? Indira Gandhi was the last, right? In contemporary Indian politics, women voters have few options to identify themselves with. And that is when the BJP government seems to have started believing in the power of what I may call machismo. So convinced is the BJP about Prime Minister Modi's appeal among women voters, thanks to his welfareist schemes, that the party does not bother about India's top women wrestlers protesting at Delhi Jantar Mantar for weeks against alleged sexual harassment by BJP MP Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. It has been 3 weeks since the Supreme Court forced Delhi police to lodge FIRs against the MP, BJP MP, including one under the POXO Act. But the police have not even called him for questioning, let alone arrest him. Let me give you another instance of machismo, as I say. Haryana CM Manohar Lal Khattar has been putting up a stout defense of his minister and sexual assault accused Sandeep Singh. I have spoken about it in one of the episodes earlier. Last week, a woman sarpanch threw her dupatta at Khattar's feet as he was not willing to listen to her. And I am quoting her as reported by my colleague in Haryana, Sushil Manav. The sarpanch said, आप मेरी नहीं सुनते, कोई बात नहीं. मेरे पति पर जानलेवा हमला हुआ था. Then she says, एक औरत की, एक हिंदुस्तानी औरत की इज्जत उसके दुपट्टे में होती है. ये लो इसे. ये है एक हिंदुस्तानी औरत का दुपट्टा. In English, I mean, you don't really listen to me, never mind. My husband was attacked. An Indian woman's honor lies in her dupatta. I mean, take this. This is an Indian woman's dupatta. Now, these may sound like small incidents, but that really tells you about the lack of sensitivity among senior BJP, top BJP leaders when it comes to women's issues. I mean, they take it for granted that they will be voting for Prime Minister Modi. I mean, it's possible that these examples don't necessarily reflect women's views about Prime Minister Modi. After all, he has done so much for them. But there are definitely some cracks getting visible now. The last few assembly elections have seen a dip in women's support for the BJP. In the last Himachal Pradesh election, the BJP saw a 6 percentage point decline in women voters' support. This was as per the Lokniti CSDS post-poll survey. In Karnataka, the Congress won a majority of seats in constituencies where women outnumbered men. I mean, I'm quoting a report from the Indian Express. One may argue that the same trend may not hold when women have to vote for Prime Minister Modi. But it's a good, because we are talking about the opposition, it's a good enough reason for the Congress to reach out to women voters. The BJP's trouble is that it hasn't really promoted women leaders. Out of 30 cabinet ministers at the center, only 2 are women, Nirmala Sitharaman and Smriti Irani. While Sitharaman has been largely confined to her role in the government, finance ministry takes a lot of time. Smriti Irani, despite her abilities and potential, has been largely on the sidelines. After Anandiben Patel in Gujarat, if I recall it right, there has been no woman chief minister of the BJP. I don't think I'm missing anyone. I mean, that's where the Congress or the opposition has an opportunity in making an outreach to women voters. In West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee has got them on her side and can potentially have an appeal among them beyond her state. But as mentioned above, the Congress has too many reservations against her. And she has too many reservations against Rahul Gandhi. That's where Priyanka Vadra becomes another option for the Congress. She has been silently expanding her footprint beyond UP, of which she is the General Secretary in charge. She played an important role in the Congress's win in Himachal Pradesh. Her campaign created quite a buzz in Karnataka. And then, right after the Karnataka election campaign was over, she was in Telangana campaigning for her party. Now, she is now set to visit Madhya Pradesh sometime in the second week of June, I think on the 12th probably, to boost her party's preparations. Her profile as the party's national campaigner and a strategist has been growing almost without notice. the party's leaders and rank and file have been increasingly seeking her out. As for the BJP, it has been rather wary of Priyanka Vadra. They prefer to ignore her even when she takes on Prime Minister Modi. For instance, during the Karnataka elections, she said that Modi has to talk about real issues. तू इधर उधर की बात ना कर, ये बता काफिला क्यों क्यों लूटा. That was Priyanka Gandhi talking about Modi. Don't beat around the bush. Tell us why the loot happened. The BJP chose to ignore. And that's when I was looking at this, and that's when this idea just occurred to me, that how come the Congress is not trying to promote her? Because compared to her brother, she was getting a better traction in Karnataka. But Priyanka's candidature could have other complications, of course. The dynastic jibe by the BJP, corruption allegations against her husband Robert Vadra, and her political and administrative inexperience. But as it is, she seems to put the BJP on the defensive. The BJP's reluctance to target her could have emboldened the Congress to experiment with the woman face. But for all we know about the Gandhi family, Priyanka must play second fiddle to her brother. The Congress projecting a woman prime ministerial face could threaten the BJP's support base among women. But you can trust Sonia Gandhi to put her son in the front. That leaves us with the last option, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge. After Jagjeevan Ram, no Dalit has had the political heft to be seen as a prime ministerial contender. And we are talking about a country that has around 17% Dalit population. Except for Mayawati, whose base among Dalits, even in UP, is now vastly eroded, there is no national Dalit leader who can catch the fancy of this oppressed community. Kharge, as the president of the biggest opposition party, can be a potential prime ministerial candidate. But the Congress is unlikely to look beyond the Gandhis. I know and you know. I must put a caveat before I wind up. When I'm talking about the prime ministerial contenders, we are just talking about the available resources that the opposition has. I'm not talking about the potential. I'm not saying that they would unseat Narendra Modi. I'm talking about the available resources in the opposition camp and who carry more weight. So Nitish Kumar or Priyanka or Kharge, they are no match to PM Modi in terms of popularity. But they can help the opposition build a new narrative when the opposition has none beyond anti-incumbency. As it is, opposition parties may have their best hope in the third time lucky saying. That's all from me in this episode of Politically Correct. Thanks for watching.